there everybody, this is Natasha Wilkinson, your independent sensory consultant from Mount Isa, Australia. So I'm here today with a little bit of a different video for you. We're rounding up to the end of June and our Bring Back My Bar promotion is ending. We've got a few other collections being vaulted back up. This is the time where usually you're going to see some Sensi Club edits and you're going to see people making decisions because of Bring Back My Bar, what's going in their club, and this is the time people are starting to make their edits. I had thrown in from what I want from Bring Back My Bar into my club haphazardly, but I'm holding off a little bit on doing the official edit. Now, the reason being is that for me, this time next week here in Australia, we will be holding Sensi Family Reunion. So I definitely want to secure my Bring Back My Bars and anything that is leaving us at the end of the month in club. There are some other collections that are hanging around, but I'm kind of hoping. Last year at Sensi Family Reunion, we actually got given the catalogue for the next season as an early sneak peek. So I'm kind of hoping that will happen again. Officially, the new catalogue won't start till September now. Originally, it was August and February, but they did change the dates back. So the new catalogue officially isn't starting till September. So I don't know, because of them shifting the catalogue back a date, whether that we will get to see that sneak peek of the new catalogue. But if we do, it means I will get to see what scents will be in the new catalogue a little bit early. And although we officially won't get an official discontinued list till the month prior to transition month, when we're transitioning over to the catalogue, so we officially won't get a discontinued list for consultants and till August. But if they give us a sneak peek of the new catalogue early, then you can basically compare the new catalogue to the old catalogue and work out what's discontinuing yourself. Saying that, as I said, this video is coming, it's kind of my initial thoughts because I'm not going to be at home to smell all the bars or the collections that I potentially may want to put into my club. So saying that, I'm going to take you through from the beginning of my initial thought process before I even club things or where I'm thinking bars may end up from this catalogue. So we're going to go through that. We're going to go through all the other collections that aren't in the catalogue that are available and Bring Back My Bar and go through my initial thought process of how I make my club decisions. So this is part one. Part one consists of what I call my traffic light highlighters. So when I'm going in and making decisions for me, what's club worthy in either a catalogue, in either a collection at the end of the month, or usually around this time of month where I know I've got a few months to decide what I potentially may want to keep from an old catalogue, what I may want to ditch, or any collections that may be leaving us, like the Bring Back My Bar. I go through with, as I said, my traffic light highlighters and categorise them. You will see in what I call my master copy, I categorise all my scents with different colours. So let's talk about my categorisation. So my initial thought process, and this is before I look at what's already in my club, before I add anything to my club, before I make any decisions, just based on categorisation, is go is green, the car's going at full speed. These are the scents I really love and in quite all probability would club. Then the car is starting to run out of gas, it's coming to a traffic light, it's having to slow down. That is where I use yellow. This is scents that I still really do enjoy, that I would in all likelihood stock up on. I would consider clubbing, but it would depend on how much of the green scents that were being clubbed and whether I had room to club them. But they are definitely repurchases for me and scents that would be stocked up on. And then if there's wiggle room, my favourite scents out of those yellows would be clubbed. Orange is preparing to stop. For me, these are scents that I don't typically hate. If they came to me in a whiff box or they came to me in a consultant kit where I was testing them out, like a Bring Back My Bar kit or a other kit amongst other scents, I would Walmart enjoy, but I wouldn't necessarily go back and purchase more, and I would not consider clubbing. And then I have got the pink to represent stop. These are the scents that just don't really interest me. I don't really like them, or they're just not my cup of tea. I would not repurchase, and I definitely would not club. So, saying that, when I go through and mark all those scents here, it doesn't necessarily mean that every green scent is going to be clubbed, because some of these scents that I may have marked green may transition on to the new catalogue, and if that's the case, then I'm not going to club something just because it's marked green if it's transitioning on to the new catalogue. So it may mean that there are less scents when I'm doing my Scentsy Club edit that are going into my club, which means some of those yellow scents then can be shuffled up to be clubbed because I'm not clubbing as many green scents. It could also work the opposite way. It could also work, there were a lot more green scents that I thought were going to continue on into the catalogue and didn't, and I don't have enough room in my club financial wise to keep all the scents that are marked green. So then I would go through and then choose my favourites, and then some of them maybe bump down to yellow, where I would just do a stock up again based on how regularly I use that scent and where it comes from. So that's kind of the first initial phase, I guess you could say, of where my initial thoughts with clubbing go. So when the time comes that we do get a new catalogue or new information and know what is continuing on to the next month, what is still available, what I can delete out of my Scentsy Club, what might be coming back, I then go to phase 2 with 2 different colours, Scentsy Purple and Blue. So what I do here then is I literally take those after going through my Scentsy Club and taking out what's returning. So if something in the catalogue is coming back that is in my club, I don't need, I take them out, and that gives me, I guess, a ballpark starting point with how much wiggle room I've got to put in my club. And I will also go through and literally look at the price and look at what, I guess, price point I want to start with, just so I have an idea of how many scents I can put in each club. So after I've done that, of course I go back through my green and yellow. Anything that's continuing on in the catalogue in green and yellow gets taken out of that category. I don't really go back through the orange and pink because they weren't going to go in my club anyway. The only exception would be if I were to put an orange or a pink scent in my club would be if I have a friend or a relative or a customer that doesn't want a club but wants me to hold a scent that they like. It may go into my club for a short amount of time so I can get some for them, but usually it's only orange or yellow that does go into my club. So I weed out the ones that are continuing on into the next catalogue and just basically look at the discontinued list of what I have marked green and yellow. And then I start off, of course, with green. As I said, they were the ones that I like the most, that I would want to club the most out of that collection. And I go through again, and out of that green collection, I look at how many I can actually fit in my club and choose my favourites, which get marked Scentsy Purple. So they're the ones that eventually make my club. Anything else, usually the yellow, and if I had to bump the green up to the yellow, then some of them may make blue, but sometimes I may only have a few green, and some of those yellow may have been bumped into club that I really love. And the ones that I highlighted blue are the ones that will typically, I then make a decision on whether it's going to go into my Scentsy Hack Club or I'm going to purchase some to get me by, basically. So that's kind of my system, as I said, how I go about choosing these scents. As I said, we're about to end a few different collections at the end of this month, and I was kind of hoping, or I am kind of hoping, no guarantees it's going to happen. I'm kind of hoping while we're at reunion to see a sneak peek of the new catalogue, and I can start making some of these Scentsy Club decisions then, because I do have quite a few clubs, not next month, the month after, ready to ship. So I'm kind of hoping I get to see what scents are coming back, so I can literally do an edit, because my club really does need to be, I guess, fine-toothed down to what are actually my favourites. So let's delve into it. I've got all of the Bring Back My Bars out here. I've got all of the scents from the new catalogue, and basically I've gone through all of the promotions that are currently available to add to club that may or may not be leaving at the end of this month. I will let you know if they are, to categorise and look at potentially where they may sit in my club. So I am going to start off, I think, with the Bring Back My Bars, because we all know we have until the end of the month to make decisions on what should be clubbed and should not be clubbed from the Bring Back My Bars. There are 12 scents from the Bring Back My Bars, and these will no longer be available for purchase after the end of the month. So I do have, I made samples for my customers for some of the Bring Back My Bars, and I was 2 people too many. So I literally have 2 samples left of each fragrance from the Bring Back My Bars. All the rest ended up going to customers. So what I don't have in bars of, because I've already warmed and used, I will go from these samples and tell you what my thoughts were. So we are going to start off with Honey Pear Cider. This has gone into my bi-monthly club. It hit green straight away. I knew this was going into my club. I was hanging out to get this back so I could put it in my club. I knew this wasn't going anywhere, so Honey Pear Cider was a definite purple, I may as well say, not even green. I went straight past the traffic lights and went straight to purple with Honey Pear Cider. The same with Marshmallow Mint. It has gone into my bi-monthly club. Again, this came out as a Bring Back My Bar, my first Bring Back My Bar, and I didn't realise how much I would enjoy it until after that Bring Back My Bar promotion had ended, and I didn't actually get it into my club the first time round. Definitely not making back the same mistake. So for me, this is classified as a bedroom scent. Honey Pear Cider will be open concept bedroom, pretty much an everywhere scent. So that's the other thing when I'm making club decisions. I've got to look at where I'm warming them and how frequently I'm warming them to decide where and when I'm putting them in. So, marshmallow mint is bedroom scent for me. Honey pear cider, open concept. So, salted caramel cupcake has gone into my bi-monthly club. I do tend to hoard bakery scents. And that for me is a kitchen scent. Then we have Tahitian Black Orchid. I thought this was going to be club worthy for me, but the performance on both bars I warmed of this, just really light and a really light performer. But it's such a pretty scent. My thought is this going to be a scent that's going to cure well? And am I going to be disappointed if it cures not having it? So my thought is with this, based on its performance currently, it's sitting at the orange, but based on the fact that I know some scents can cure well, I did upgrade it to yellow. So I don't know whether I'm going to get the chance to make another purchase before we head out to the Gold Coast on Tuesday. So I'm thinking short term, it's going to end up in the quarterly club. I'm going to grab a few through the quarterly club that way, but then it will get deleted out of the club. So for me, I feel like this is more of a stock up because I want a couple of bars to see if it cures any better. I feel if I put it just one in the quarterly club, I can get one, give it enough time to cure up. Well, I can get two, give it 6 months. I will have two, try the first one, and if it hasn't cured, then I can take it out, no big, no foul, with Tahitian Black Orchid. But for me, classified in the bedroom realm, and I do know there are a lot of bedroom scents that I prefer more, so I don't necessarily see that one staying long term, and I think that's the first one I've kind of classified as quarterly over bi-monthly so far. Most of these ones in samples are ending up in my club. So the next one, Sticky Cinnamon Bun. I did enjoy that. That's one I will warm in the kitchen. That is going in my bi-monthly club. And then the last one in the samples that I've got here is Frosted Ginger Cookie. So again, this is going into my bi-monthly club because I do enjoy bakery scents, but I have a tendency to need to be in the mood to warm ginger scents. So I kind of have a feeling I will keep this in my bi-monthly club for a little bit. I don't know if it's going to stay in my bi-monthly club long term. So moving on to the bars that I have of the Bring Back My Bars that I just did not get around to testing just yet. And honestly, the reason I did not get around to testing this next 2, 4, so basically half of the Bring Back My Bars I did not get around to testing fully and doing a full warm review. And the reason being, for me, it's winter. These are scents that I don't really want to reach for in winter. These are scents that I'd be more inclined to reach for in summer. And I am a little bit more picky with scents that do go into my club in summer because I have such a big collection of summer scents I have to work my way through as opposed to my winter and bakery scents. I tend to go through them at a more rapid pace. So, first one, Sparkling Black Plum. This one, on cold, I get a grape, effervescent, fruity, champagne-y note, and that richness of the dark plum. It is beautiful. This to me is the type of scent I'd want to pop in my warmers on New Year's Eve because of that fun, bubbly, effervescent-y feel about it. And again, it's just not the time of year where I'm in the mood to warm this scent. So it's going into my quarterly club because I know come New Year I'm going to want to reach this. Come summer, I'm going to reach for this. But I haven't had a chance to see what it's like warming. I haven't had a chance to see what it's like performance-wise. So it all depends on my warming experience and my performance-wise, whether this will stay in that quarterly club. So I classified that as open concept area. And then I have summer holiday. I don't think this is the colour the bar's meant to be. Every review I've heard in Region 1, they talk about this bar as being really, really beautiful. I can hardly smell anything in this. I get a little bit of a perfumey note. So again, this is one I'm popping into my quarterly club because I think we were stuck with old bars when we got our kit and when we got summer holiday. I feel like a newer pour of this bar would give a more truer sense of what summer holiday smells like. So it's going in my quarterly club. I want to get a few more. I want to see what bars come in my club. If I keep getting bars like this and just can't smell, it will come out of my club. But I want to see if a fresh pour is any different and if I can get what the hype is and how nice this bar really smells, or if it's just going to be one of those scents that just doesn't perform for my nose personally. So for me, both of these, as I said, summer holiday, sparkling black plum, they're a quarterly club, open concept, but for summer. Honey pear cider was open concept or everywhere for winter. So let's separate from what I'm doing quarterly to what I'm doing bi-monthly. So, your pal Mickey. So this was the original Mickey Mouse. To me, this just smells like a fruit punch. I'm not necessarily drawn to fruit punch scents. I find them, for want of a better word, quite plain Jane and quite generic. I feel like, since you always have here in our region some type of fruit punch scent that I can reach for. So for me, I'm passing on your pal Mickey. We will enjoy this bar in my daughter's room, but I'm classifying it as orange. One of those ones that I will enjoy what I have while I have it, but would not go out of my way to purchase more of. Then we have lemons and berries. Again, on cold, I'm really loving the combination of the tart and sweet berry mixed with that fresh lemon. It's very bright, summery scent, but I'm just not feeling it in winter. So again, this is one that's going into my quarterly club because I feel like this is one I would reach for in summer and would potentially enjoy in summer. It will be tried again in summer and then final decisions will be made in summer whether that will stay in my quarterly summer club or not. So, the next one, Candy Crate. So, I seem to be wanting to club all the scents here except for Mickey Mouse and Friends, but as I said, I don't know that all of these are going to stay long term. I know Tahitian Black Walker is probably not going to stay long term. It's one of those I want a few of because I want to see if it cures. So some of these scents, even though they're potentially going into my club now, aren't going to stay in my club. And it's usually the summer ones that get booted out before my bakery or my bi-monthly ones. Okay, so Candy Crate, it's a cotton candy, sweet scent. I feel like my daughter's going to really like this. Again, this is where I would normally probably buy a couple more but not necessarily club. but I don't think I will have the time or the funds with us going away to do an order before I go away. So I think it's going to be the same case as, and I might do a separate pile for that, as the Tahitian Black Orchid, where it goes into my colour in the quarterly one for 1 or 2 rounds, so I can just pick up what I would have probably brought a couple of, so before saying goodbye to it. So both of these are kind of classified in the yellow range. Ones that I would normally buy a few more of, but because it's coming close to the end of the month and I'm not going to have time to do another purchase, I'm going to get probably 2 rounds of that quarterly club and delete them out. And I feel like this is going to be the same with the last Bring Back My Bar out of the 12 here, and that is Crazy Coconut. This is just a beautiful, again, not one I want now. It's slightly fruity, but it's a very creamy tropical coconut. I feel like this is going to be a really good mixer. So again, it's not one I feel like I need a lot of, but I want more than just this one bar. So again, this is probably that quarterly club where I pick up 1 or 2 and then delete it out of my club in the yellow range. So they are the Bring Back My Bars. So going back through, in my quarterly summer club, I have lemons and berries, sparkling black plum, summer holiday as potential, I guess, more long-termers than the other 3. And then the other 3 in that quarterly club, Crazy Coconut, Candy Cave, and Tahitian Black Orchid as probably 2 rounds, and then get taken out of my club just so I can stock up a few. And summer holiday may even go to that stock up a few, take out of if the pours continue the way they are. Same with, but lemon and berry, sparkling black plum, these are ones I definitely have to warm before I make my mind up whether they get ditched as well. So that is 1, 2, 3, 6 in a quarterly club, but not all of them will stay long term. Then I have in that bi-monthly club 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have honey pear cider, that won't go anywhere. Marshmallow mint, these 2 will probably make it to a monthly club as well for a little bit. And then I have salted caramel cupcake, sticky cinnamon bun, and frosted ginger and cookie. Out of them, 4 will definitely stay. Frosted ginger cookie, I'm not sure if it's going to be long term. So that's kind of my initial thought process with the Bring Back My Bars. Now, we're already at 28 minutes and we've only gone through 1 collection and we haven't even hit the catalogue. I am going to say this is going to be a long video, so hit pause, grab yourself a cup of coffee, because we've still got a lot to go through. So, what else is leaving at the end of this month? So, I do know our Tinkerbell Sweet and Sassy scent is leaving at the end of this month. This is such a sweet, bright, fruity scent. I am really enjoying it. We've only warmed 1 bar. I'd like to experiment a little bit more with this. So I feel like, for the time being, Tinkerbell Sweet and Sassy has been marked as yellow virgin on green, and is probably going to go into that quarterly summer club at least for a little while. Whether it stays in that club forever, I do not know. At some stage it may be, let's just stock up and pull it out. And that's the thing, my quarterly club, I tend to be a bit more liberal with my summer scent. I will grab a few to enjoy, and then at some stage they do come out. There is a few that do stay long term, but on the whole, a lot of those summery scents, if I'm enjoying them, I pick up enough in that club over a few rounds and then take them out. So those are the ones that I know that are leaving us at the end of the month. The rest of the collections, I believe, will still be hanging around next month, so I will still have more time to make decisions, but I have pulled them out here to talk about them. I'm actually surprised our So Long Summer Bricks are still hanging around, because this will be the third month that they're hanging around. I don't know what's still available on the website, but you can add the summer bricks in bar form in your club if you do want to keep these scents. So let's talk about the So Long Summer Brick collection. Orchard by the Sea is going in my summer club. I will be getting 1 bar every 3 months because I can see myself enjoying Orchard by the Sea every summer. This is one that I think is going to be in my club long term. It's just this perfect combination of fresh and laundry and fruity and aquatic. As you can see, I've already made a good dent in my brick. So I do have the rest of this and another brick, but by the end of summer I have a feeling I'm not going to have any of my 2 Orchard by the Seas bricks, so I'm still going to want to, when this actual collection retires, have access to Orchard by the Sea. So I will be getting a bar 1 every 3 months in my club of Orchard by the Sea. So I am denied whether I would put this in to my club or not, because I did have it in my club when it was Bring Back My Bar around the first time, but now I've got 2 bricks of Beach Daisy. This is such a beautiful bright floral scent. It cures better. When you first get it, it is kind of on the light side, but it does cure as it ages. While it's a pretty bright floral, it's one of those scents that even when it was in my club last time, I didn't reach for it much as I really, really enjoy it. So for me, I'm thinking more hack club, because I do enjoy this, but I just don't see myself reaching for it to have it in my club long term. So, and I kind of feel my 2 bricks are going to last a while. So I'm feeling if this does make it to a club, it will go into my Scentsy Hack Club. Same with Summerberry Melon. As this ages and cures, I'm enjoying this more in the shell. It was very tart to me, and it's still got a lot of that tartness. It's got a play on the sweet and tart, but I'm picking up a lot of the tart fruitiness. So again, I don't know that I'm in love with Summerberry Melon enough to want to keep it in my summer club, but as it's aging, I'm enjoying it more. So I may stick 1 of Summerberry Melon into my Hack Club. Now, Cucumber and Cactus Water. When this first came out in the summer collection last year, I wasn't a fan. It was a little bit too green, but again, as this one's starting to age, it's already starting to get juicy, as you can see, and quite juicy. There's a sweetness about this that I don't mind. I have a feeling I'm going to really enjoy Cucumber and Cactus Water this summer. But again, I don't think I love it enough to want to club it. So I feel like I will just enjoy the 2 bricks I have and then be done with it. I don't think I would miss this enough to even really warrant Cucumber and Cactus Water going into my Hack Club. I know a lot of people really do love this scent, and I'm probably one of the minority where it comes to that particular scent, but I don't feel like I'm in love with it enough to want to keep it even in a hat club, as I said. Whereas these, I feel like I could potentially reevaluate if my bricks were gone in the hat club. And then the last one from that collection is Pink Apple and Nectarine. Again, this is pretty, it's perfumey, but my question is, am I going to reach for it enough in summer to really warrant it? I think I will stick it into a quarterly club to begin with, but again, one of those scents, is it going to stay long term in my club? Out of any of the summer bricks, this is probably my second favourite, with Orchard by the Sea, and the one I'm more likely to club. Beach Daisy potentially could be clubbed, but I feel like it's better off in my hat club because of how regularly I have actually reached for Beach Daisy in the past. So that was the Summer Bricks collection. Let's talk about some scents of the season that are currently still available to club. So the first one is actually leaving us at the end of this month, and that is Strawberry Lemon Cake. Absolutely love this scent. It's going to be a beautiful summer bakery scent for me. It's going into my club. Well, it's already in my club. I think it's currently in my bi-monthly club. Being more of a summer scent though, I'm wondering whether it should be in my summer club though instead of my bi-monthly club, because I don't feel like I would reach for this scent in winter, whereas the other bakery scents in that bi-monthly club ones, yes, I will reach for in winter, but if I'm in the mood, I will sometimes throw them in summer. I tend to use them all year round, whereas I feel like this particular bakery is one that I'm going to crave and want in summer. So I have to make up a decision before the month ends whether I just want to change this to a quarterly rather than a bi-monthly. So the ones that will still be available for a little while and they haven't discontinued yet to purchase are Chamomile Petals. This one, I'm going to say orange, verging close to pink. I have warmed it, but I just don't enjoy this one. It's a little bit too powdery with the floral and a little bit too medicinal with the tea notes. I can tolerate it, but I don't enjoy it. So for me, Chamomile Petals is a strong pass. I'm going to say because I can tolerate it more orange, but it very nearly made pink as get me out of here. Aloha Orchid. I've kind of at this stage got it marked as yellow. So again, this is another one I feel like I will enjoy in summer, but I've got so many summer fruity floral scents. Do I need more in my club? So I will make up my mind closer to when they announce that this will no longer be available. At the moment, it's marked as yellow and more as a stock-up. Then I have this month's scent of the month, which is Pacific Mist. For a fresh scent, for an aquatic scent, kind of like Orchard by the Sea, I'm surprised how much I enjoy this. It's beachy, it's aquatic, it's sweet, it's slightly perfumey. I've got it marked as yellow, verging on green. The reason being is I'm popping Orchard by the Sea and another aquatic scent that we're going to talk about when the time comes. Do I need all three aquatic scents in my club? That's the question. And again, I'm hoping for the sneak peek of the spring summer catalogue to see if any of these, I guess you could say, beachy aquatic scents are popular enough that they want to pop into a catalogue. I don't know if they will be popped into this coming up catalogue, but I could potentially see one of these 3 scents making their way to a future catalogue. So it's definitely marked as yellow, heading up towards green, and if there's room in my club for manoeuvre, could quite potentially make its way in there. But both the lower orchid and Pacific Mist, I could definitely see, if they don't go into my summer club, going into my Scentsy Hack club. I could definitely see them headed that way. And then the next one, this is not available till next month, so I don't have to make in my mind up on clubbing this particular scent of the month just yet. Tahitian Twilight, based on cold sniffs, it is club worthy for me and has been classified as green. But warming it will be the true test, and as I said, it's not even available to club yet, so that's kind of one for later down the track to make my mind up on. So we do have now the Star Wars collection. So currently Star Wars is out of the vault. So for me, the only clubbable one, well, I've actually got Lights Out of the Force already in my hat club, and it's about to move to that bi-monthly club when I have to go through and edit out my hat club, because we're trying to collect all of the different collector labels. We've still got one on the light side of the Force. Once we've collected that label, this is downgraded back to a orange. This is one I do enjoy from time to time, but it's not one I'm dying to reach for constantly. And they typically do tend to bring back our Star Wars collection here and there. Same with Dark Side of the Force. For me, I've labelled it as orange. Unlike the other oranges where I wouldn't go out of my way to purchase these, when they come back, if I had none, I would probably purchase one or two to enjoy, but they're not necessarily club worthy for me. As I said, I do enjoy probably Light Side of the Force more than I do Dark Side of the Force, and it is in my club for those collector labels, so that's kind of the only reason it's taking up a space in my club at the moment. Mandalorian Air of Adventure though is one that I do enjoy in the bedroom, but again, I don't know if I reach for it enough to warrant it staying in my club full time. So I have a feeling this might be one that gets shuffled to the Scentsy Hack Club, if anything. So not my normal club, just my Scentsy Hack Club. So that's the Star Wars collection. That's not leaving us at the end of this month according to information on the workstation, but I am expecting that it's not going to hang around for too much longer. So I don't know when they're deciding to vault the Star Wars collection up just yet, but at the moment it's still available, so I've just kind of thrown it in with all of the available scents while I try and make decisions of what's going where. And I kind of feel, while Star Wars is still available, I'll take that out of the hat club if it's still available when I have to reevaluate the hat club and just shuffle this back into the hat club. But if it's not still available, then that will go into the bi-monthly club, not out of choice, but out of the fact that we still want to collect those labels. So, the next collection. So this is kind of a one-off bar by itself, Marvel 9 Realms. It's no longer in our catalogue, but it came out with one of our recent warmer collections. We have Groot come back out, or we had something come back out Marvel. So of course they brought Marvel Nunworms back out of the blank vault. This is classified as pink for me. It's not one I would consider clubbing. It's not one I typically enjoy. I do have a few bars from when I did purchase the grit warmer, because the grit warmer came with 3 of these bars. Not necessarily a bar that I want, but I wanted the warmer. So I had to kind of take the bars with the bundle. So this is one that definitely would not be going in my club. So they all the collections except for our Sunshine State of Mind's collection. So let's talk Sunshine State of Mind collection. So this is the current, I guess you could say, summer collection that's out, Sunshine State of Mind. And it's not been voted up at the end of the month, so I've still got literally all of next month to decide until they announce when this has been voted up. Whether they vote it up at the end of next month, I don't know. But while supplies last, our Sunshine State of Mind collection will still be available through July. So, for me, pineapple and dragon fruit. It's nice, but as far as summer scents go, it's not club worthy for me. I feel like there are a lot of summer scents out there that I prefer better. I feel like, for me personally, every nose is different. This is just very generic. Just a very normal, fruity summer scent. If you like them, you're going to love this. I'm also very picky with my pineapple scents. And you're going to see as we go through the catalogue when I classify different colours, a lot of the pineapple scents haven't made their way to my club or even potential club, because I am very, very picky with my pineapple scents. It has to have the right amount of tart, the right amount of sweet, and the right blend of other fruits or other notes. And to me, a lot of the time, pineapple scents come across too tart, too sour, too pencil shaving-y, too something. I am very, very picky with my pineapple scents. And this has got a play on a sweet and tart, but as I said, it's very generic, very plain Jane for me. I will enjoy what I have while I have it, but if I were to give it a coloured label, I'd have it as orange. One of those ones, I will enjoy what I have. If it comes in a whiff box, I will enjoy it, but not one I'd go out of my way to grab more of. Tangerine sugarcane. This is the one that gives me almost a sweet, fruity tobacco note with it. This sugarcane and tangerine. A little bit too citrus heavy for me. Again, I'm picky with my citrus scents. I'm not always the biggest citrus fan. I classify this as orange too. This one's very much for me almost verging on pink as well. It's not something I'd purchase again or reach for again. So definitely not club worthy for me. The one scent out of this Sunshine State of Mind collection that surprisingly is club worthy for me is Ocean Air and Coconut Water. Ocean Air and Coconut Water. This is almost suntan lotiony. Very tropical, very fresh. You can smell the beachy vibe about it. This is fantastic. This is going in my quarterly club, and I don't see it leaving my summer quarterly club anytime soon. As I said, do I need all 3 aquatic scents in my club? Do I need Orchard by the Sea, Pacific Mist, and Ocean Air and Coconut Water? That's 3 scents giving me 3 similar vibes. Out of all the 3, my 2 favourites are definitely Ocean Air and Coconut Water and Orchard by the Sea. because Pacific Mist was a scent of the month, I still do have a few bars of Pacific Mist to get me by, which is why I think that will end up being a Scentsy Club hack rather than a summer bar. So, that is basically, except for Beauty and the Beast sitting behind me, because I don't have a bar of that. Beauty and the Beast is also currently out as a collection. It will still be available as far as I know through the month of July. But that scent that they've got out is a little bit too, it's got a bergamot note in it that comes across just a little bit too heavy for me. It's not my favourite scent. So the Beauty and the Beast scent I've literally classified as orange. So it will not be going into my club in any of the edits. Now, we're going to talk, even though we've still got a few months to make club decisions with all of this, what I categorise the scents from the cataloguing. As I said, saying this, it doesn't mean that every green scent is going to go into my club. Every yellow scent is, or it doesn't mean that every yellow scent is a potential club scent or a stock-up scent. It just is giving me a ballpark to start making decisions, because some of these scents may be continuing on to the next catalogue, some may be discontinued, and depending on what that discontinued list is will be depending on exactly and how regularly and how much I enjoy those scents, exactly where they get placed and whether they get placed into club, into Scentsy Hack Club, or just stocked up on it. So we're going to start off with the citrus scents. So in the citrus category there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 citrus scents in our current catalogue. I've only marked one of them green. So the one that I have marked green is lime zest and vanilla. And this does tend to typically retire at the end of our autumn winter catalogue, and we tend to get cocoa lime as our spring summer scent for our lime scent. So lime zest and vanilla is a perfectly tart dessert with extra lime zest and a dollop of whipped cream. This smells to me like a key lime pie. It will be definitely going into my club. It's definitely a purple scent. It tends to go into my club, as I said, at the end of every autumn winter, because there's no guarantee that they're going to bring it back. So, as I said, this is the one scent that I have marked green, and the one citrus scent that I know if I were to choose any scent in the citrus, that will go into my club. As you can see, I don't even have a bar now, so I've used up whatever bars I've had. So, out of those 8, there are 2 I marked as yellow, and yellow for me are either a stock up or a potential club, depending on what space I have left after I allocate the green to where I want it to go. So, the first one, I kind of don't see it end up ending up in my club. And that's because it's a bestseller. It tends to flow on from catalogue season to catalogue season. It doesn't tend to leave our catalogue, but there's no guarantees with Scentsy. So that's kind of the reason I've marked it yellow. If it were to pop up in a discontinued list, I could quite potentially bump this one up to green, because I would worry the fact that this is a follow through from season to season, that they were going to discontinue it if it did pop up in a discontinued list. Saying that, I kind of don't expect it to discontinue anytime soon, and that is coconut and lemongrass. While I don't reach for it regularly, this is one of those scents I like to keep a bar on hand, because I find it clears out any nasty odours. It just gives a nice fresh, clean smell to the air. So if I saw this pop up in a discontinued list, probably because I don't reach for it much and just like to keep a bar on hand for cleaning. I might just pop it into my Scentsy Cat Club to be safe. But as I said, I kind of expect this one to follow through to the next catalogue anyway. I'm expecting Lime Zest and Vanilla to potentially retire into this catalogue. The second one I marked as yellow was Sparkling Yellow. It was originally Chase Rainbows Yellow, and I feel like this is what has taken Lemon Sorbet's place, because it's almost like a lemonade scent when you smell it. It's got radiant lemonade brightened by flashes of zesty grapefruit and pineapple. So this is a pineapple scent that I can get by. It blends well with the other one. But I've marked it as yellow because, as you can see, I've still got a bar from when it was a limited time only collection of the Chase Rainbows Yellow. I do need to get to warm in it. It's a bit goopy. I enjoy it, I just don't reach for it much. So I feel like this is one I would probably pick up more of a few bars than actually club. In the end, if I had to make decisions, it would probably be just Lime Zest and Vanilla and potentially Coconut and Lemongrass, but I don't see Coconut Lemongrass going anywhere. This was new to our catalogue this season, so depending on how well it sells, I guess we'll make its final decision at the end of the next catalogue, whether they take it out of this coming catalogue. So let's talk about the ones, the rest I've marked pretty much orange or pink. So these ones out of the citrus section are not club worthy for me. They will not go in my club. So I have Hawaiian Hula. Pardon me. Nothing says tropical, quite like the mix of juicy orange, pineapple and passion fruit. Again, it's just a generic fruit punch. Okay, I just had a bit of a coughing fit, so I had to go off camera, have a bit of a drink. So I was saying Hawaiian Hula. I'd mark this as orange. Comes across just a fruit punch to me. And as I said, Scentsy tend to have a lot of fruit punchy scents available at some stage in the catalogue. And again, as I said, I'm picky when it comes to pineapple scents. And this does have a pineapple note in it. And I did mention that a lot of the pineapple scents, or even scents that have a pineapple note in it, you will tend to find more in that category. So definitely not Scentsy Club worthy. Same with pineapple mango. This one, the pineapple in here is too tart and sour, and the mango, like, I can smell the tart and sour from the pineapple, then I can smell the sweetness from the mango. They're very separate from each other. I don't see them blending when I smell this. And again, it's my nose and how picky I am with my pineapple scents. I just smell Pina Colada Cha Cha and fall in love. For me, Pina Colada Cha Cha and Stitch are my two pineapple scents. So pineapple mango is not a club scent for me. Pink lemon water, that's got a lot of powdery rose to it, and then it's got the same lemon from Squeeze the Day, but without the sweetness and the smoothness of vanilla that helps round that lemon out. They've used the rose as a sweetener instead. I've marked this as pink. I just don't enjoy pink lemon water. So again, won't be going anywhere near a club, even if it does decide to be retired at the end of the year. Now, I'm going to have a few people start to come for me with the next, I guess you could say, citrus scent. Sun-Kissed Citrus. I know this is a favourite of a lot of people. I enjoy this more on warming. than I do on cold. The notes meld better when they're warming, and there's a sweetness that I enjoy when it's warming. But citrus scents aren't my jam, and I freely admit they are not normally my jam. I'm very picky with my citrus scents, so for me it's just marked as orange. I enjoy what I have while I have it, but it's not something I consider stocking up on to go out of my way to warm or to club. So if this were to ever retire, it wouldn't really faze me, whereas I know a lot of people would want to miss this if it were to retire. But that's just my nose. Wisteria Water 4 is the last citrus scent, and I marked this one as orange. Again, I haven't warmed this one enough to get a true experience of this one, but on cold it's just I get more floral than I get citrusy, but there's a sour tartness from the citrus in this that I'm not the biggest fan of. So again, it's not something that I would go out of my way to club. As I said, from the citrus scents, one of them was only classified as green, which is my definite club, and then 2 were classified as either a stock up or maybe, and I feel that those 2 stock up maybes would end up in a hat club over a normal club anyway. So moving on to the woods category. So the first one we had was, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fragrances in the wood category. I marked 3 as club worthy for me. So I did mark 3 out of those 7 as green. I marked 1 as yellow, and then the other 3 as orange. Definitely wouldn't club. So none of them I really hated. None of them were marked as pink, but there were 3 that were marked orange that would not be club. The first one is Blue Sage and Tonka. Myself personally, I'm not a cologne fan. I'm not drawn to cologne scents. That's why it's made its way to the orange category. The next one, you can hear the dogs going off. I do apologise. There's people walking past. How dare they walk past? So the next one, and I don't know, here it is. Next one, Bonfire Beach. So this I've marked as yellow. And again, I feel like this would end up in a hat club over a normal club. So this is toasted marshmallow, smouldering over white flint and sandalwood, harmonised with salty sea air and ocean spray. So for me, I enjoy this, but I have to be in the mood to warm it. It's not something I myself reach for all the time. It's got that smoky, summery, beachy note. It does come across a lot more salty sea air than a lot of other scents that I like in the, I guess, fresh or the woods category. And I'm not always a salty sea air fan. But that smouldering flint and that toasted marshmallow save it from being too unlikable for me. I do enjoy this as a mixer at certain times. And I feel like that's why I ended up marking it as yellow. Because I feel like I would either just pick up a few to enjoy if it were to retire, or I'd pop it into the hat club. Saying that though, I don't expect that this one would retire. This one has been in our catalogue forever. It tends to follow on from season to season here in Australia. But as I said, you never know with Scentsy. So this initial phase I go through with colour coding just gets me prepped in case, so I can see where maybe my initial thoughts might go with clubbing. So the next one goes into my club without question when it retires, and that is Cashmere and Corduroy. Wrap yourself up in the coziness of creamy vanilla, Sicilian bergamot and cashmere sandalwood. This for me is just a beautiful luxury, perfumey, sensual bedroom scent. Absolutely love it. it will end up in my bi-monthly club. And then we have Coastal Sunset. Again, marked as green. Will end up in my bi-monthly club, no questions asked. It's hung around in our catalogue for a while from season to season, but I have a feeling Mountain Sunset is gunning for its place. I have a feeling we have seen a few of our Coastal Sunset items hit the clearance section lately. That Sensi might be prepping to say goodbye to Coastal Sunset at some stage. Whether it's at the end of this catalogue, I do not know. But this for me is my summer bedroom scent. I really enjoy warming this in summer. So for that reason, it will probably go into even my quarterly club, because my quarterly club is where I tend to reach for my summer scents more. So I don't know that I would need this in the bi-monthly club with other bedroom scents that I reach all year round, because I typically only reach for this in summer. So I would probably see myself popping this in the quarterly summer club. And then the next one, Mystery Man. I don't have a tester of this. I must have broken the tester at some stage and not replaced it. But I've marked it as orange. Again, it comes across cologne, and again, it's not one that will make its way to my club. The next one that's probably likely to make its way to my club in multiples of, and I'm surprised I don't have a bar. Normally I have a few bars of this. Must have been used up. And my son also really enjoys this one too, and that's Pacific Sandalwood. Creamy vanilla, cashmere, cozy cotton, drift over an expensive warm Pacific Sandalwood. It's beautiful, it's sensual, it's earthy, it's woodsy, it's romantic, it's creamy. That vanilla in here comes across to me very close to almost a caramel-esque note. Absolutely love it. You're probably going to see 2 of these hit my bi-monthly club if they decide to continue it. It normally sticks around in our spring-summer catalogue and disappears in our autumn-winter catalogue. They had it stick around for our autumn-winter and didn't discontinue it in the spring-summer like they normally do. So while that excited me, it also worries me a little bit, because they did that with Strawberry Rose and then they canned it. So whether they thought they would move it to another season to see if it sells better, and whether they decide to can it after this season, I don't know. But it does worry me. But at the same time, Pacific Sandalwood will definitely make its way to my bi-monthly club. So, and the last one, White Amber Antique, is a no for me. It is another, as you can see, I do have one bar. I just haven't got around to warming it. It's one of the bars I do have in my cologne collection that I've got to get through. It's another cologne scent. It's a little bit more powdery with that teak and wood note to it. But again, I don't gravitate towards cologne scents. I gravitate more towards the perfumey scents in the woodsy category than I do the cologne scents. So for me, I've marked this as orange. So will not be club scent for me. Moving on to fruity. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 fruity scents. And out of those 18 fruity scents, I have marked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as green and club-worthy scents for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as yellow, potential club-worthy scents or stock-ups. And 1 as a definite no, and the rest are marked as orange. As in, I will enjoy them if I have them, but definitely will not be coming back and repurchase them or will not be club scents. So the first one we are going to talk about, and I was meant to grab my bar from the bedroom but I didn't, and that is apricot and vanilla, and I didn't grab the tester either, but I was meant to grab, I didn't grab the tester because I thought I had a bar of this. So let's grab the tester while we talk about it, because I didn't grab the bar, which I was meant to grab. Apricot and vanilla. So this is basically apricot peach with vanilla. I slept on this for the longest time, and now it's marked as green. I'll mix this with crumb top to make a peach pie in summer. It's really good like that, but it's also a very pretty bedroom scent. So for me, this one would go, if it were to ever retire, into my quarterly summer club. I don't think I would go through enough to warrant it being bi-monthly, but it's something that definitely would go into my quarterly summer club if it ever retired. Saying that, I don't suspect it will. For us here in Region 3, apricot and vanilla is another scent that tends to continue on from catalogue to catalogue, but you never know. Then we have Aussie Plum. Did I pull that one? So Aussie Plum is a melange of juicy plum, pink grapefruit, tart pomegranate with smooth vanilla. The pomegranate in here shines through the most for me. It's quite tart. I have marked it as orange, not a club worthy scent for me. Then we have Berry Bright. I have marked this as green, something that would go into my club if it were to retire. It's basically a blueberry cotton candy, and the reason I would probably put this in my club is because I didn't club Blueberry Rush and I didn't club Aladdin 3 Wishes, which is very similar, because this is in our club. Berry Bright has been a bestseller for us in our catalogue for a while. It's not classified as a bestseller here, but it tends to hang around autumn, winter, spring, summer in our catalogue. So while I potentially don't see this leaving our catalogue, the fact that it's not marked as a bestseller anymore is a little bit worrying. But as I said, if it were to discontinue, it would go into my club because I do enjoy that blueberry, almost cotton candy type scent, and I didn't club the other two that were similar to this, so I would like to at least have one in my club because I can't get the other two anymore. So that would probably make its way to my quarterly summer club. Then the next one is Black Currant and Plum. Again, there's a woodsy tart note about this that I'm not the biggest fan of. I've marked it as orange, probably, well, orange, not club worthy for me. So it's one that I would not club. Black Raspberry and Vanilla. It's a bestseller. It stays in our catalogue year round. I don't see it leaving our catalogue at any time, but if it were to leave, this would probably end up in my summer catalogue. But this is being marked as yellow. Actually, I would probably end up putting this in my hat club. I did mark this as yellow, I didn't mark it as green because I just don't see it leaving our catalogue anytime soon. But as I said, Scentsy have been known to surprise us with items that they do tend to discontinue, and that's why I code these every year, just to get a head start and to get my thought process going of where potentially I might want to put these scents, or if I potentially want to purchase more, club more, put more in a hat, that type of thing. So the next one I have marked as green, and I didn't put it in my club the first time it was available around and then, no, I did. And I took it out after a while and was kicking myself, and then ended up hoarding my last bar, and then it came back in the catalogue, then I worn that last bar I was hoarding. And that is, and I can't get the tester open, so we're just going to talk about the scent notes from what I think it smells like rather than re-smelling again. And that is blue agave and melon. So this was originally a summer collection, and they've recently just put it into our catalogue. I love this in the bathroom. And this is one of those surprising ones for me because I'm not into green scents. But I think it's the kiwi in here that adds a sweetness. It is sweet, it is tropical, but fresh and green. So I've marked this as club worthy for me. It would probably go into my quarterly summer club if it were to retire. Okay, so the next one I have marked as, and I don't think I grabbed, no, I would have grabbed I did grab the tester for this, yellow. So this is one my daughter loves, Bubblegum Blast. So for me, I tend to pick up one or two for her just before the season retires, and then just let her warm the testers. So I typically tend not to club this one. We lost Berry Fairy Tale last season, so there's going to come a stage where they will probably retire this fully. And this one tends to go from just in our autumn winter catalogue and glow in spring and summer. It's like a hubba bubba. So I've marked it as yellow, and I know my daughter enjoys it even though it's not one I typically reach for. It may end up in the Scentsy Hat Club. Probably wouldn't go in my summer club, but I could see myself putting it into a Scentsy Hat Club for my daughter. Pick up one for her, let her warm the testers, and then when she runs out, maybe letting that Scentsy Hat Club ship for that one shipment so she can pick up another one. And then the next one, Dragon Fruit Light Shimp. I've marked as yellow. And that's because I haven't really worn the bar of this to actually test it. On cold it doesn't smell bad. It's like a powdery free floral. I just haven't tried it enough to actually decide what way I would go, which is why it's marked as yellow. Could quite potentially be dropped down to orange, not club worthy, or it could quite potentially be dropped into something of the Scentsy Hat Club wise. I don't think it would make the summer club. It would either make the hat club or just be not putting a club at all, and I may pick up one or two, which is why I have marked it as yellow. So at this stage we're just going to pop it in the Scentsy Hat Club pile. The next one, Go-Go Mango, I have marked it as orange. I do have a bar of Go-Go Mango here. Again, it's just a fruity floral. I get a lot of the floral in Go-Go Mango. I don't hate Go-Go Mango, but there are other mango scents and other fruity scents I enjoy more. It's also a bestseller, so I kind of feel like for me this is one I like to mix with Totally Mini, and that for me, I don't think this will leave our catalogue, so I don't see myself tempted to put this even in a hat club, because I feel like even if they did discontinue it, they would bring out another mango scent that I'll enjoy just as much. But they've just brought out a whole Scenspirations collection on Go-Go Mango recently, which has recently been voted back up, and it's a bestseller. So I kind of feel this will hang around like it does from catalogue to catalogue, at least for the next catalogue season. So that's marked as orange. The next one I have marked as pink, and that is Mad for Melon. So it's just a little bit for me again. Has it got any pineapple note in it. No, it doesn't have a pineapple note in it, but it's got like a tart green note to it, and that's probably what I'm not enjoying. Mad for Melon's just not one for me, so I have marked it as pink, not club worthy for me. Now the next one, I have to admit I really haven't worn this enough to give a proper impression, so at this stage I have marked it as orange, not club worthy, just based on cold sniff, because I get a bit of a, and I think it must be the salted cucumber or the sorbet in here, almost a citrus note that I'm not enjoying on cold, which is why I've marked it as orange. But I feel like I enjoy this more than Go-Go Mango. So this could potentially make its way after warming and me trying enough. I just haven't experimented with this enough because it's just been the wrong season. I'm not wanting to warm this in winter. This could potentially make its way up to the yellow category, but at the moment, based on cold, I do have it sitting in the orange category. If it were to make its way up into the yellow category, it would be something that I would pick up a few more, but wouldn't necessarily pop into any club. Then I have in the, because I can't open the tester, I'm using one of the samples I made in the green category, one of the new fragrances, and that is raspberry hibiscus tea. Again, I'm not wanting to reach for this now. This for me is definitely more summery, and I'm normally picky with tea scents, but it's got that sweet and tart from the raspberry and that elderberry sugar. This is just really nice scent that I could see myself enjoying in summer. So this would probably go into my quarterly summer club if it were to retire. Then I have marked as yellow, and I'm probably more likely to pop this into my hat club than anything else, because I've still got two, and even though I enjoy it, it's one of those scents that kind of linger around because I have to be in the mood to want to warm it, and that's Scarlet Sunflower. Again, this to me is more of a winter floral than another normal floral, because there's this richness from the cranberry. So I kind of have a feeling if they were to retire Scarlet Sunflower, I would probably put that into my hat club. It wouldn't go into my quarterly, it wouldn't go into my bi-monthly. I've still got two, and because I reach for it just as randomly and just as, I guess, not as regularly as other scents, but I still do like them, like Beach Daisy, it would go into my hat club. So if I ran out and felt like I needed another one, I could then let that hat club ship. So the next one, and again I don't have a bar off, and this is a new love for me. I have marked it surprisingly as green. If I were to do this when I first started Scentsy, or even a year ago, this would have probably been marked as pink. It has clawed its way up to green after me trying to test it and warming it a few times in the boys' room. And that is sea salt and avocado. It's creamy, it's fresh, it's green, but in all the right ways. It's perfect for the boys' room, cleaning out those nasty, stinky boy odor. So this would probably go into my summer quarterly club if it were to retire. Again, it's kind of one of those scents here in our region that sticks around from catalogue to catalogue. We tend to have it all year round. Saying that though, Region 1 has lost sea salt and avocado. And I am seeing other items from sea salt and avocado slowly drizzle their way to the clearance section. We no longer have the pods or the body items in sea salt and avocado we no longer have. So I kind of feel like it's just clinging on here in our region. The next one, so this is one that I'm always undecided on, whether I would club or not to club. But again, it's a bestseller and hangs around in our catalogue from season to season. So I'm not expecting it to leave our catalogue, and that is Shimmer. Now, the reason I'm so undecided on whether I would club or not club is I've got a lot of bedroom scents I really enjoy. For me, this would either be in my daughter's room or a bedroom scent. But when I smell this, this takes me back to my teenage days. It reminds me of me and my friends loving white musk from the Body Shop or their body products. It smells exactly like that. If we got white musk from the Body Shop, we thought we were all that. And this just takes me back to those teenage days every time I smell Shimmer. So I don't want to lose it because of that memory, but I don't reach for it much either. So I've marked it as yellow. So my thought here would be, if this were to ever retire, even though I don't see it retiring anytime soon, if it were, I would probably throw that into my hat club because of the memories I have associated with it. So when I wanted to revisit those memories, I could let that hat club process and enjoy that scent. The next one I've marked is orange, and I know this has been a favourite with some of the new scents, but again, for me, it's a generic fruit punch, a little bit more heavy perhaps on the citrus than the other fruit notes, and that's Tropic Nectar. And again, we all know my thoughts on fruit punch here in our region. I feel like there's always going to be some type of fruit punch scent, so I don't typically gravitate towards them. If I'm in the mood for a fruit punch scent, I will just pull one out of whatever's available in the catalogue. I don't feel like any of the fruit punch scents for me are unique enough to really want to club. So I've classified that as orange, not club worthy. And the next one I have classified as yellow, and that is a vitamin and wine. This very nearly got clubbed when it was out as a limited time only collection. The only reason it didn't is because I had a bunch of Apple Blossom Breeze. I think I've still got 2 Apple Blossom Breeze, and I feel like this is very similar to Apple Blossom Breeze, which is why I didn't club it. But I feel like this is a very nice scent for summer. I would probably, having that it's classified as yellow, put it in my hat club. I don't know necessarily that it would make its way to the summer club, but I would want to get through my Apple Blossom Breeze collection before getting some of this, which is why it would probably go in my hat club, if anything. And then the last one in the fruity section is Watermelon Tangerine. I've ended up popping this as yellow. For the longest time, I thought I would classify this as green, as one I would want to club. But I found for me in summer scents, I have a short window where I warm my summer scents, and during December, January, the end of December, after Christmas is over, and I'm just throwing my pile of hat bars away, but that's okay. During the end of December, that week after Christmas, that last week of December and January, where it is the hot 50 plus degrees Celsius here, sometimes close to 60 in Mount Isa. I crave tropical scents. I crave the more watery scents, the scents that are going to make the air feel light and clean. And there's usually a week in that period where I reach for a watermelon scent. and that tends to be the only time I reach for a watermelon scent. And that's why I've marked it as yellow as opposed to green, because I feel like I don't need to stock up on a load of watermelon scents. I've still got a few watermelon scents I've got to work my way through in my box over there and my summer scents. So I feel like this is Hack Club material for when after I've used up all my watermelon scents. Saying that watermelon tangerine is another scent for us in Australia that typically doesn't leave our catalogue. So I typically just buy this as my watermelon scent during that week where I'm wanting to warm my watermelon scent. So I would probably put this in my Hat Club if it were to retire while I worked my way through my current summer scents, and when I was out of all my watermelon scents, then I would let the Hat Club ship to get another one for the next year, if that makes sense. So, moving on to the floral section of our current catalogue. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 floral scents. Only 2 of them I have classified as scent club worthy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 I have classified as yellow. 1 I have classified as pink, and 2 I have classified as orange. So, the first one, Bora Bora Blossom. I've classified this as yellow. Again, would probably end up in my Hack Club only because of how many floral scents I currently have in my collection. I've got to warm and get through for summer. And this is just a beautiful tropical fruity scent. Do I need both a lower orchid and Bora Bora Blossom? Probably not. And it's for that reason both of these will probably end up in my Hat Club till I get through my current, I guess, collection of floral scents. Saying that Bora Bora Blossom is a scent here that tends to stick around in our catalogue, so I don't tend to see it going anytime soon unless they replace it with a lower orchid. I feel like there are some similarities between Bora Bora Blossom and a lower orchid, so at this stage, Bora Bora Blossom I feel like would hang around in the catalogue unless a lower orchid replaced it. So this stage, Hat Club. I think we're heading into 2 hours already. I do apologise. Going through everything that's available is taking its time. My mouth is drying out. I needed to take another sip. Otherwise I was going to have a coffee fit again. So the next one, Coconut Vanilla Orchid. Did I use a... I don't know where I popped Coconut Vanilla Orchid.
And as it turned out, that's exactly what happened. Yes! And so every day.
I do have Coconut Vanilla Orchid in the tester somewhere here. I know I haven't gone through it. I know I don't have, here it is. I know I didn't have a bar of it. Coconut Vanilla Orchid I've marked as yellow because it's one of those ones I haven't grabbed a bar yet to try because I just have so many scents in summer that I have not yet grabbed a bar. But this smells like on cold, it's got tropical but it's creamy at the same time with that vanilla. It smells like it's going to be one I would enjoy. So, but it's also one I feel like I would need to warm a full bar of to make my decision whether it would be club worthy for me or not. So I've kind of got it marked as yellow for the time being, and we're going to say Hack Club or stock up on because I haven't warmed it to make a pure decision on where it would go. Based on warming would be whether it would bump up to Summer Club going to Hat Club or just grab a few to enjoy would be based on my warming experience with that particular one. And then we have the next one, and the one and only floral that I've classified as pink. That is definitely not a repurchase for me, not a club scent for me, and that is Forever Frangipani. I so wanted to love this, and this was one of the first floral scents I actually purchased from Scentsy, because my father has some beautiful frangipani trees outside his yard, and they smell absolutely amazing. But when I warm this, I get that milky white sap from the frangipani leaves. If you break a frangipani tree and that milky white sap comes out, it's got that green sappy note. It doesn't smell like the frangipani flower to my nose. So I was quite disappointed with this, because it's just not what I wanted it to smell like, and to my nose it is just not enjoyable. The next one, I have a bar because it came in a whiff box, and I've marked this as orange. Hibiscus pineapple. Hibiscus pineapple and a touch of sweet mandarin tell an enchanting tropical tale. It's got that sour pineapple note I don't like, mixed with that orange. On cold, I'm not a fan of this. Whether I enjoy it more on warming, I don't know, because I've never actually warmed a bar of hibiscus pineapple. I will warm this bar, I will try it, and I will actually get a warming opinion at some stage. But based on cold and the scent notes, it's not a floral that I myself gravitate towards too. So it is not a club-worthy scent. Now, this next one pleasantly surprised me, and I have to say, could quite potentially make its way to green if there was enough maneuver room in my selection of scents, of things that were continuing on, things that weren't continuing on. As I said, I have no idea what's continuing on and what's not continuing on just yet. But this would be one that has maneuver room, and it pleasantly surprised me. I have currently marked it as yellow based on if the whole catalogue was to retire. We know the whole catalogue is not going to retire in a couple of months' time anyway. Escape to a secluded retreat of dew crystalline, tart sweet kiwi shaped by lush coconut palm, honeymoon hideaway. I love this in my room. So this would definitely, if it did not make its way to my summer club, would definitely go into the Hat Club. And I was surprised at how well it performed in my room. I was expecting it to be on the light side, which is why for the longest time I never actually tried this. But so this would either be for me summer club worthy or Scentsy Club Hat worthy. So again, depending on where other scents sit when they retire. For the time being, we're moving it to the Scentsy Hat Club until I get a sneak peek of the new catalogue, hopefully at reunion. There's no guarantee we're going to get that sneak peek. I'm just fingers crossed, toes crossed, everything's crossed for that sneak peek. But if we don't get a sneak peek at reunion in a week's time, we will be definitely getting a sneak peek of the new catalogue a month before the catalogue changeover in transition. That's one of the perks of being a consultant. So if I don't get a sneak peek soon, I will definitely see a sneak peek in August anyway. So the next one is probably one of the two only florals that I did classify as green, and if it were to retire would go into my summer club. But again, it's a bestseller, and again it continues on from catalogue to catalogue, so I doubt they're going to get rid of it out of the next catalogue. it will probably end up in the next catalogue. Again, you never know with senses, so this is just a if. And that is Luna. Jasmine, sweet pea freesia, juicy berries and sandalwood. You can't go wrong with Luna. So for me, if it were to ever leave the catalogue, it would be Summer Quarterly. But I'm not expecting it to leave the catalogue anytime soon. The next one, again, I've popped in as yellow, and that is Moonflower Dreams. And this is a lavender musk scent. There's almost a soapy quality to Moonflower Dreams. It tends to leave our catalogue in spring, summer and hang around in autumn, winter. For me, I feel like this would be Hat Club other than anything. I don't even know if it would make my Hat Club, to be honest. This might be one that I just, because I do like it, but I don't feel like I need to keep this scent in a club. I feel like this is one of those scents, pick up one or two and be done with it, because I feel like there are better lavender scents out there that I enjoy more than Moonflower Dreams. So I feel like this is kind of one that I would just pick up a few, if anything. The next one I have marked as orange. As this matures, I like this scent more, but I don't know it's something I would gravitate towards enough to want to keep in a club. And that's kind of why I've marked it as orange. And that is Opal Flowers. It's raspberry, lily of the valley, rose petals. It's got almost a green, sweet note about this that I'm enjoying as it matures. So again, even though it's marked orange, this is one of those ones where I could see myself maybe picking up one or two to have on hand. Not necessarily club worthy, but I feel like this is one of those scents that is light enough but floral enough to enjoy in summer. Now, the next one actually took me by surprise. I would have thought it would not make its way into a Scentsy Club with me, let alone be marked as green. And that is Peace Lily Be With You, which is white peace lily, green apple, watery greens and vanilla. I absolutely loved this when I wore this in the laundry and the bathroom. It was green, but it was sweet. There was this floral note that just made it sweet. It is quite heaty. So again, I've marked it as green for a potential quarterly summer club because I can see myself enjoying this if it were to retire during summer in the bathroom and the laundry, where I want something floral but I still want something fresh. That's kind of where this particular scent hits all the boxes for me. Again, I'm not reaching for it now because it's winter. This is one I definitely would enjoy more in summer. So this is marked as quarterly summer for me if it were to retire. So the next one I've marked as yellow because I just haven't had enough time to even warm this or try this. Again, wrong season for me to even want to warm and try this particular scent. And that is Soak and Raise. So it's marked as yellow. Probably go into a hat club. I probably wouldn't put it into the summer club, even though I'm liking what I smell on cold. It's this very beach, suntanny, sunscreeny, bright floral, almost creamy. But it's just not a winter scent for me. So it's one of those scents that I would not enjoy if I were to warm it now. So I would probably pop it into the hat club, try it in summer, and then make up my mind whether it would stay in the hat club or come out. hopefully being a new scent and it having that summery vibe, this is one that they choose to carry on into our summer catalogue. But you never know with Scentsy. We tend to have our catalogues a little bit mixed up here in Australia. And the last one, Sweet Pea and Vanilla, I've marked as... Did I even pull the bar? I thought I had a bar of Sweet Pea and Vanilla, but I didn't pull it. I've marked as yellow. It's a Sweet Pea and Vanilla, basically pretty perfumey scent. It's a bestseller. It tends to stay in our catalogue autumn, winter, spring, summer. I don't see it going anywhere. But I haven't really worn through a bar because it's, for me, it's kind of a very generic floral scent. So it's probably one I'd pick up a few of. I don't necessarily know whether I would hack club it. I don't think I would pop it into my quarterly summer club, maybe my hack club, but I feel like this one's the one that I would just pick up a few more of along the opal flowers. So, moving on to the fresh category. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19. So there are 19 scents in our fresh category. This is by far the largest category in our catalogue. And I can go either way with fresh scents. I'm either going to hate a fresh scent or I'm either going to love a fresh scent. In fact, there are only 2 I've marked as yellow. The rest I've marked as either green, pink or orange. So let's delve into it, shall we? The first one I've marked is pink, and I know a lot of people love it, and I've tried a few times. It's just not a scent for me. Aloe water and cucumber. If you like those green spa zen vibes, you're going to love aloe water and cucumber. It's just, there's something about this that's just a little bit too sharp and a little bit too green to my nose. It's just not a scent that I enjoy. And don't come for me. I know it's a bestseller it used to be a bestseller. It's not marked as a bestseller anymore. It used to be a bestseller. I know it's a lot of people's favourites. It's just not a scent that I myself personally enjoy. So it's not club worthy for me. The next one, however, is marked as green. If it were to ever retire, it would go straight into my summer quarterly club, but it tends to stick around in our catalogue. I find this scent quite unique to Scentsy. I haven't come across anything similar anywhere else, and I don't see it retiring anytime soon because of its uniqueness and the fact that it does carry on. It's usually classified as a bestseller. Not at the moment though, and that is Amazon Rain. This is the scent I reach for if I can't think of what I want to warm. Absolutely love this in the bathroom and laundry. It ticks the fruity box, it ticks the fresh box, it ticks the citrus box, it just ticks the everything box and blends really, really well. So that's definitely summer quarterly club for me. The next one, surprisingly, again, I've marked as green, and I would have thought this would have been marked as pink because I'm not a green lover, and that is banana leaf and bamboo. But again, like sea salt and avocado, there's this creaminess to banana leaf and bamboo and this sweetness that I really enjoy when it's warming. It comes across clean and fresh and bright and refreshing. So if this were to retire at the end of this season, would make its way into my quarterly summer club. As you can see, my summer club is getting quite large, and for someone that's got 2 whole boxes of summer scents, that's quite alarming. But as I said, even though I'm saying these would go into that club, I'm not expecting all of these scents to retire. So it's not actually going to be as big as this when we actually get given the official notice of what's leaving and what's not leaving. The next one is Big Surf. I've marked that as pink. I can't do Big Surf. It's way too salty, way too aquatic. It's just right as if you've taken a boat out into the middle of the ocean and all you can smell is that salty sea water. It's not a scent for me. And again, the next one I know a lot of people really love, but again, it's not one for me. I've marked as pink. I do find I'm very picky with my laundry scents as well, and that is Clothesline. If you love pure, fresh laundry, crisp, clean scents, strong wham bam in your face, you're gonna love Clothesline. It's not one for me, won't make its way to my club, is not club worthy for me. I have marked it as pink. So the next one I've actually marked as green and would probably go into my quarterly summer club if it were to retire. And that is Coconuts for Coconuts. This again is another sunscreen type vibe, but it's got frangipani in it. So it's got a beautiful floral note with the banana and the coconuts. It actually doesn't say there's banana in this, but it does smell almost creamy when I smell this. This is a great open concept worthy scent. It's very bright, it's very summery, hence why it would make its way to my quarterly summer club if it were to retire. It has hung around in our catalogue winter, autumn, spring, summer for the last few months, or the last few catalogue changeovers, the last 3 I think catalogue changeovers. So I'm hoping it's popular enough that it will stay hanging around and I won't need to pop it in my club. But you never know. This one I do kind of expect to retire at the end of the season. It tends to only hang around in our autumn winter catalogue, and that is Cozy Cardigan. It will go into my bi-monthly club because this is one I love to warm in my bedroom. So we're going back to my bakery and my bedroom scents and my all year round scents and my winter scents. So this is one I want a little bit more frequently. So it would go into my bi-monthly club. The next one, again, another one I just can't hop on board with that I know a lot of people really like, and that is Daydream Oasis. It's a little bit too green for me. I've marked it as pink, not club worthy for me. The next one, or the next few, I've marked as orange. So I don't think they would make their way to any club for me. And the next one is going to be one that a lot of people really love, and that is French Lavender. It smells like lavender. It's pure herbal lavender. But for me, there are other lavender scents that I myself personally like better. I like more the sweeter lavender scents. I don't hate this. If I were to get this in a whiff box, I would quite happily use like my testers. If I stumbled across it in a collection, I would quite happily use it. But I've marked it as orange because there are just other lavender scents that I prefer over French lavender. This is just a little bit too herbal for me. I love the more sweeter lavenders. I love Jammy Time. I love Fuzzy Blanket. Not that that's available here. The Whipped Vanilla Lavender from the Mother's Day collection I love. I've still got a few of them left, and I've still got a few left from Lavender and Violet with that marshmallow base. They're not in my club anymore. I did take them out of my club because we had Jammy Time in the catalogue. But I'll reach for Jammy Time as far as catalogue scents go over French Lavender. So that's definitely not something that I consider club worthy or even Sexy Hat club worthy for me. Again, along the same lines is Glacier Water. So this was a scent of the month last year. new to our catalogue. It's got a lavender in it. This to me is a winter aquatic scent, whereas a lot of the other aquatic scents are more summery. This has a lavender in it, driftwood, and aquatic note with the bergamot, but I just don't gravitate towards this. I will enjoy the bars I have left of this. I don't hate this scent, but it's not club worthy for me, which is why it's marked orange, and it's not something that would go in even a hack club. So, the next one, again along the same lines. I kind of had this bar hanging around since it's the scent of the month in 2020. It's my last bar. Out of cologne scents, if I were to enjoy a cologne scent, this would be one that I would enjoy in an open concept area, whereas mostly cologne scents go into the bathroom and laundry for me. I have enjoyed this one in an open concept area, but again, I'm not the biggest cologne fan. So that's Jade and Jasmine, marked as orange, not club worthy, not hack worthy, but I will enjoy what I have left. This is my last bar. So at some stage, I will be working my way through all my, I guess, cologne scents I have, and this will be out of my collection, but it's not something I'd want to go out of my way to purchase more of. The next one is marked as green. So this would go into my summer club. I feel over my, I could put it into my bi-monthly club, but I just feel like I wouldn't reach for it enough to warrant it in my bi-monthly club if it were to retire. But it's something I would still want to get if it were to retire. Jammy Time is the, as I said, it's a bestseller. It stays in our catalogue year round. It doesn't tend to leave our catalogue here or in Australia. You never know though with senses. So if they decided to take this out of our catalogue, I would probably have one come quarterly to me in my summer club. But again, this is one of those scents I'm not expecting to leave the catalogue. But I'm just prepping myself where I would put scents if they do decide to pop them on a discontinued list anytime soon. So the next one, and again, I know this is a lot of everyone's favourites. I can't stand this scent. It's way too medicinal for me. Just Breathe, marked as pink, will not go into any of my club. This just reminds me of being sick. It's got that mentholy Vicks vapor rub smell. I hate it. And I am sorry for those that love this scent. I just can't do it. And it's overpoweringly strong too. Just Breathe, I just cannot do. So I am sorry. I know a lot of people love this scent. It's just not a scent for me. The next one, I've marked as yellow, but this very Nelly made it green. So this is one of the two yellow ones, but it nearly made its way as green. The only reason it didn't make it green is because I haven't used enough to make it green. But again, I feel like I'd want this more in summer than I would in winter. So it would probably go into a hat club. Quite potentially, depending on what's available when we actually get the official list. Summer club. But I don't know just yet. And that is Like My Day. This is the one cologne scent that I'm finding I'm really loving. And I think because it's got this aquatic base behind it that I really enjoy. I can see myself really enjoying this more in summer. Again, this is another one of those new scents I'm hoping they decide to keep for summer, because again, I feel like this was given to us in the wrong catalogue season. Oh, some of these are so oily that they've if you can see, they've made what I'm reading, the pages of my master catalogue, quite oily. Luckily I've got a few catalogues. I can just make myself another master catalogue. We've got a few months left. This one's starting to get with all my notes, and my catalogue always gets like that towards the end of the season, because I tend to keep one catalogue for myself that I refer back to quite often, that I throw all my notes in, all my colour codings in and all that. So I do kind of expect, but this has just been like, the pages have just gone like that now. Like this real, very oily base because of some of these oily bars I've picked up that I've had left sitting for a while, like my Jade and Jasmine, because I just don't reach for them. So Lake My Date, as I said, marked as yellow. If it doesn't make my Summer Quarterly Club, will definitely go into my hat club, but I'm going to throw it across to Summer Quarterly for the time being until I get that list officially. So, Magnolia Linen I have marked as Magnolia Linen I have marked as orange. And again, I don't know what I've done with the tester. I know I took the tester out. I don't actually have a bar of Magnolia Linen, but I have marked it as orange. Again, as I said, I'm picky when it comes to my laundry scent. I was hoping I would really love that with the Magnolia and the linen, because I actually really enjoy it in the laundry. For me, it's one of those scents that I'm not a fan of in the bar, and I can tell you I'm not a fan of it in the bar. I'm like Fluffy Feed Fleece, where I had to go back and retry the bar again because I liked the bar, but I didn't feel like I liked it as much as the laundry. But I can tell you straight out, I'm not a fan of Magnolia Linen in the bar, but I do enjoy it in my laundry. Then we have Mountain Sunset. This one is the one I feel is going to give Coastal Sunset a run for its money this season and be the deciding factor on which one will be more popular, because this is such a pretty bedroom scent too. This is likely to go into, if they do retire it at the end of this season, my Summer Quarterly Club. So I will definitely put in that into my Summer Quarterly Club. When I did my first sniffs of the 10 bars, I think I originally said I didn't know that any of them were going to be club worthy. Now, almost 6 months later, when we're getting ready to start making decisions and we're expecting news on what's leaving and what's staying, I have 1, 2, 3, 4,
Happy holidays, John.
1,
You are looking absolutely
2, 3,
Mrs. Wilson.
4,
And
5.
Mr. Wilson.
I've got like 5 of them that, yeah, here's all the new releases. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Beautiful treat, John. Thanks.
1,
Mom,
2,
Dad, Doc Boy,
3,
I'd
4,
like to meet Liz's
5.
parents, Robert and Betty.
I've got 5 of them
How do you do?
that I could potentially, that I'm looking at putting into a summer club, and 1 that I'm looking at putting into a Scentsy Hat club. So 6 out of 10 of those new scents to me are potentially club worthy for me. And I told you when I first did my first sniffs before I warmed through them that none of them would be. but now I'm saying 6 of them I could see shuffling their way to a sensitive club. So it just shows how your nose changes when you actually warm a scent as to when you actually smell it on the cold. So moving on, pink cotton. So this is the one.
What do you think, Early?
Laundry scent that I cannot live without. For me, this and coconut cotton, which I stupidly did not put in my club,
We need to start.
are the 2 laundry scents for me. I would warm pink cotton all year round. It is beautiful. That just combination of the berries and the laundry. So for me, pink cotton is my laundry scent. Normally this hangs around from catalogue to catalogue, so normally I don't have to worry about it leaving a catalogue season. But it has left region 1 and it's not marked as a bestseller, where it's normally marked as a bestseller in our catalogue. So that worries me a little bit.
Thanks, everyone. Okay.
If they announce they're retiring pink cotton because it is normally one that sticks around all year, for us,
Can I give you a hand with
this will definitely make its way into my quarterly
Just stalling until Garfield and Odie show
summer
up.
club.
Oh no. It's not like
The next one,
Garfield, is it?
Windowsill Breeze, I have marked as orange. And I know this is a lot of people's favourite, but again,
I'm sure you're right.
for me,
Let's go into dinner.
I don't even know, that test has gone missing. I'd say my son's been up here, because I did have all of these testers up here ready to talk about with the ones I didn't have. And it seems and bars too, like it seems I have things missing. So I say my little boy's been up here playing, which is why I now can't find half of these. But Windowsill Breeze, again, to me it's a lighter version of Clothesline. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I know there are a lot of people out there that really do enjoy Windowsill Breeze, but it is not club worthy for me. And then we have Woodland Meadow. Again, I haven't warmed this one enough to make an informed decision about it. So again, this is one I've marked as yellow based on that fact. I don't know that it would go into a club pack. Definitely don't think it would make its way to my summer club. But it's one I feel I would pick up a few bars of to try and decide whether I would club it into a club pack. Probably not. We'd probably just go into that realm of grab a few bars, enjoy a few bars. I still do have, let me speak some better English, I still do have Fearless by Nature in my club pack, and I think I still have about 4 bars of Fearless by Nature, and I'm getting very similar vibes to Fearless by Nature, so I feel like 1 or 2 bars would enjoy me, and I feel like being a new scent, we could potentially see this come back next autumn winter if they were to retire it. So moving on to our spice category, which just has 2 little old scents for our autumn winter catalogue here. Our spice category's always been quite small. We have cinnamon and vanilla. Again, this tends to be the bestseller spice. Well, it's not hard to be a bestseller spice when you normally only have 1 to 2 scents in your spice category. It tends to carry on from catalogue season to catalogue season. I don't think it would retire, but if it did, I would probably put cinnamon and vanilla into my bi-monthly club. Blackberry spice. Again, I've marked this as yellow because again, this is another one I need to warm more of to get a better informed opinion about it. When this first came out, it came out in our spring summer catalogue last year. Wrong type of season to warm. Now as it's getting colder, this would be the perfect time to warm this, but I don't have any bars. I need to actually get some bars while it's cool enough to warm where I would warm this to make my mind up. Based on that, it's not a hat club it's not something that I put in my club just yet.
What are you
It's
doing here?
buy a few more, try a few more before I make up a
It
decision.
must be for a reason.
And moving on to our bakery section, we have, normally
Who are your friends?
we have
Garfield?
4 bakery scents in our autumn winter, 3 in our spring summer. They tried to make our bakery look a little bit better this season, being 1, 2, 3, 4, putting 5 in. But I would argue about the nature of what is bakery with some of this. So, first one, blueberry cheesecake. Did I pull that one? So, blueberry cheesecake. You can't open this. So I've marked this as orange. In the wax, I get a sour milk note that I'm not a fan of. I know this is a lot of people's favourite scent. In other items, the room spray. I can enjoy this in other items because I don't get that sour cheese milk note. And it's really good in the room spray. It's really good in other products. But with the wax, that sour note just turns me off blueberry cheesecake, which is why I've marked it as orange, and which is why, if it were to ever retire, would probably not be club worthy for me, which is a pity, because I'm always on the lookout for something that I would enjoy in summer, and I feel like if I didn't get that sour milk note, I would enjoy that in wax in summer. The next one, lemon drizzle cake. This will probably go back into my summer club where it was originally. It's a beautiful lemon cake. I know a lot of people are turned off by the lilac sugar in here, but I'm not one of them. I do enjoy this one. Again, could I make something better with Happy Birthday and other lemon scents? Quite potentially. But the scents that I would like to mix with Happy Birthday, I only have a small stockpile of. I don't have in my club. If Squeeze the Day were to come back and I had it in my club, would I keep Squeeze the Day and Happy Birthday over this? Quite potentially. But I feel like for the time being, to get my lemon cake fix, if this were to retire, it would go into my summer quarterly club. Then we have a bestseller, and I don't see it going anywhere. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but I'm still going to categorise it as it would go into my bi-monthly club if it were to retire, and that is vanilla bean buttercream. I use this all the time as a mixer. I love it by itself too, but I primarily use it more as a mixer with other scents. So I feel like if they ever were to shock the hell out of us and retire vanilla bean buttercream, A, Scentsy would probably have a riot on their hands, and B, I would probably put multiple of this in my bi-monthly club. It would probably also make its way to a monthly club. So it's just gone straight to purple. No greens, no traffic light signals, just stick it straight at Scentsy purple. So the next one, and this is the one that I would argue whether it's bakery. It's not bakery. I would have put this in the floral. Look how juicy it is. I haven't got around to warming it. It's got this summery vibe about it, and that is Sugar Blossom. It's like this body care floral summery vibe. So I argue this is not bakery for me, but it's pretty. Again, I've marked it as yellow because again I really haven't got around to warming it. For me, I feel like this might potentially make its way to my summer club or the Scentsy Club hat based on cold smell, but I do need to. And that's why my poor, look at that, that's why my poor book has got like it is now, because of bars like that. So, Sugar Blossom. I think I'm going to have to warm this in the bedroom. That's just gone way juicy. For me, even though it's in the bakery category, not bakery, potentially summer club worthy, maybe more club hack worthy. Again, I have to warm it to see what my thoughts are. Based on cold, I feel like it's going to make its way to club in summer if it were to retire, because it does smell pretty. But then how many bedroom scents do I need? So that kind of will decide whether it's hat, club or summer. And then the last one that's classified as bakery, again, I can see why they put all the, I guess, cotton candy scents in bakery. Me personally, they tend to put all the cologne scents in woods. They tend to put all the perfumey scents that almost verge on cotton candy in bakery. Me personally, I feel like Scentsy need to have another category just for, and I know they did at one stage, and this was way before I started, but I feel like they need to have a category where your girly perfumey scents and your cologne scents sit, that I would classify as body care type scents. Because I don't know, for me personally, I don't think they fit the bakery category, and I don't think they fit that woodsy category for me personally. So the last one in that bakery section is Pink Sugarberry Mint. This I took out of my club and risked it coming back. I was quite happy it did. I know other regions didn't get it back, because I felt I got similar vibes from Sugar and Pink Haze that were also in my club. But then I missed this when it was out of my club. So I feel like this is going to go in my summer club, if not my hat club. Again, this is one of those scents based on how much scents go into my club at the end of this season, because I am expecting them to retire this one at the end of the season. It typically doesn't hang around for our spring summer here in Australia, so I'm expecting that this one will leave us at the end of the season. So again, I'm going to throw it towards summer for, I guess, my final countdown when it comes to editing this. But if I have to push some scents to the hat club, this would go to my hat club, because I don't want to lose this scent this time and make that same mistake this time round, because I do enjoy it. I just don't know how much room I'm going to have in that summer club. As you can see, a lot of what I'm pulling from here as we're going through the catalogue, I classify as summer as opposed to other scents, because that tends to be what we're saturated with here in our region. So moving on, that's pretty much all of the catalogue bar the licensed. So we're moving on to our licensed scents. First we have Harry Potter and the Wizarding World. This is fairly new to the catalogue, and they tend to keep our licensed scents lingering for a few catalogue seasons. So while I'm not expecting this one to leave the catalogue straight away, it's not club worthy for me. I've classified this as orange. The child has just woken up, I do apologise. He doesn't wake up a happy chappy. So, as I said, I don't think that they will retire this after one season from the catalogue. I enjoy this, but I don't reach for it because it does have that cologne note about it. So for me, I've marked it as orange, not something I would necessarily pop in my club or even my hat club. I may pick up one or two if it were to retire, but I wouldn't waste club space for Harry Potter Wizarding World.
What do you mean?
Then the next one, Disney Oh Boy.
No one tells me what I can't do.
So that one,
Not enough chicken.
again,
But we will.
fruit punchy type vibes. Not one I'm going to waste club space on. Has been marked as orange. again, I feel like there's always going to be a fruit punch type scent out there, so I don't need to waste club space on a fruit punch scent. Then I have Disney Totally Mini. Now she has been marked off as pink. No, not pink. She's been marked off as, that's the colour of the wax. She's been marked off as yellow. So for me, this is like a fruity, floral, slightly aquatic, but very, very light. I mix this usually with Go-Go Mango, and I really enjoy it. But it's not something that I need a lot of. Potentially, I feel like being marked as yellow, this would be one I'd pick up a few of. I don't know that I'd club it. Maybe go to my hat club. But again, even in my hat club, I don't know if I would go as far as putting it in the hat club. I feel like this is more let's grab to enjoy when we enjoy it, because again, I don't need a bunch of summer scent. So I feel like 2 would fill the vibe for what I needed. So it would be just pick up a few if it were tired to have on hand. Then we have also marked in yellow, Disney, Mickey Mouse and Friends. So this is got like a peach vibe about it, but there's also this citrus undertone too. It's a very playful, sweet but tart, lolly type scent. Again, I don't know that it's club worthy in hack or summer club, but again, I feel like this is fun, vibrant one that I would pick up again a couple of if it were to retire to enjoy, but I wouldn't necessarily club. So these are more stock up scents when it comes to yellow. Then we're moving on to Disney's Ariel Under the Sea, and I cannot open this for the life of me. I have marked this as yellow. It's an aquatic scent, a little bit floral, a little bit fruity. It goes really nice if you mix it with an apple scent. And again, I don't know whether I would club this. Probably not club it. This one, potentially, out of the others where I would stock up on, I might consider putting it in my hat club. But it's also one I could potentially see myself just picking up, which I have done in the past, and it's lasted me forever when I've done in the past, because I just don't reach for it often. But when I felt the need to want to reach for it, I've had it. So I feel like I would pick up 3 of these, like I want to say 3-pack. So Totally Mini, Ariel Under the Sea, and Mickey Mouse. I feel like these 3 I could create a mix and match, even 2 each of them, and do a bundle and say 6-pack if they were to retire all at the same time. And I honestly don't see them all retiring at the same time anyway, but I feel like between those scents, they're ones I would just stock up on rather than club. Then we have Disney Princess True Love Awaits. I've marked this as orange. This has a tart. It's got raspberry, but then there's also a tart floral note in here. It's a little bit too tart for my liking, so it's not club worthy for me. I think I've got 1 bar that my daughter can enjoy, but it's not something I pick up more of, because I do know she likes this scent, so she's got 1 bar to enjoy. But out of all of them, I wouldn't pick up a few more. I wouldn't club that particular one. And then the last one in the Disney section, and this one would go into my summer club. I would get 1 every quarter, and that is 100 Acre Wood. This is just this beautiful, soft, soothing bedroom scent. I could potentially even see myself probably putting this in my bi-monthly club. So I'm undecided whether this would go summer or bi-monthly because I do really enjoy this scent. It is very soft though. So 100 Acre Wood, we seem to have, we started off with a really big category with Winnie the Pooh and he's been downgraded and downgraded. So I worry every season close that they're going to get rid of 100 Acre Wood, and if they do, I will have at least one in my quarterly club. What I would probably do is, because I don't know that I would see myself reaching for it enough to have it in my monthly club, but then I kind of feel I go through spurts with this and I can use this up quite quickly and don't have enough coming in my quarterly club. So what I would probably do with this one, it would probably have it in my monthly club for a little bit and in the summer quarterly club, and after a while, after I've built up a bit of a stockpile, delete the one from the monthly club but keep the quarterly club one. That's probably what I would do to get the amount I needed with that one. So, as I said, that's kind of my thought process. And I know it's a long video, I know it's probably gone over 2 hours, based on current catalogue, or based on all the collections that are currently out, where I feel like certain scents would sit if they were to get rid of them. So, doing a quick recap, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 scents that I would classify going into a Scentsy hat club. So a club that doesn't ship for 6 months basically, and that are just there to secure those scents in the club until they potentially come back, or until I potentially push them to a club that does ship. So then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cents that wouldn't make a club, but I could see if they deleted myself picking up 1 or 2 more of to try and make up that decision. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cents that for me are bi-monthly clubs, so that come on a more frequent basis. So that club's quite small, and I'm not expecting all of them, like out of that 1, 2, 3, 4, out of that 5% to bring back my bars. So they kind of don't count because they're going in at the end of the month anyway. But from the catalogue, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's only 5 really from the catalogue for me that are bi-monthly, and I'm kind of expecting to pull a bunch laid out. So that's pretty good. Although saying that, I can see some of them that I could do double of, but there are also some of them that are probably not going to make their way to that club because they're not going to retire from the catalogue either. Then, the next one is probably my biggest, I guess, club that I'm going to have to play with. And again, I'm not expecting all of these scents to leave the catalogue either. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Here's your
30
Garfield.
cents
He'll find it when he wakes up.
that would go into my quarterly summer club. As I said, I'm not expecting all of these 30 cents to retire. In fact, I'd be quite shocked if all of these 30 cents are retired. And there are about 4 or 5 cents from the Bring Back My Bar that are short-term ones in that summer club as well. But that just gives you an idea of where my, I guess, thought process is at the moment. As I said, I'm hoping to see some sneak peeks very, very soon of the new catalogue. Even if I don't, this gives me a running jump start and some thoughts on where I think some scents would go if they were to retire. I'm not expecting the whole catalogue to retire, but I kind of have an idea of where I want to fit some scents and where. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, this is part 1. This was a long video. I do apologise because we did go through everything that's basically available now to club. The next time I hop on for part 2 of this video will be when I have the official new catalogue and we downgrade those green and yellow to purple and blue, which is Scentsy Club pack, and just a pile that I would stock up on and reevaluate this list again. Until then, stay safe and bye for now.